Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. It is the KOLs versus your PMAC Champions Mercenary Union. And it looks like things are already getting very interesting here. There's a couple of bodies getting dropped off. Body and his team on the other side are looking very, very active. Right now they're up to 5 so far. So Body's going to try a trade off into the other side. That's a big drop from Body as well. Sinner, Panther, and now they will be getting their first elimination. It's Opui. Now does get the drop on him. Swash as well is going to try the same thing. We are about to witness how ideal this can get and how quickly. I think Swash might be AFK, unfortunately. Prison all on his lonesome, trying to forge. Someone says Spiky's going to do that thing again. What is Spiky going to do, man? What is Spiky going to do? Prison actually gets a drop on. It's 7-4 now. So I think the PMAC champions are starting to get their groove back. There's still a 4-point deficit there. Botti almost getting dropped off by Opwe. Again, he drops into the corner, but Spiky will get him dropped off. And once again, the KOLs are in the driver's seat, still leading with a margin of 4. Opwe peeks out again, takes a straight hit. It's a 2 versus 1, and he will lose out to that one. Glixie peeks over to the top side, actually tries to get the drop on. 11-6 is the score, still leading now with a deficit of 5. Now, Glixie pops into the corner. He does manage to drop Sinner, but he's not going to be lucky enough to drop the next body. Prison also discovered and sent back into the lobby with the quickness again. This is getting harder and harder. The deficit has increased to 6. Botti trying into the corner, and he will be swept off. Down to 5 now. 14-9 is the score. Panther peeks out, tries to hold on. Oh, to the jump shot immediately. Too efficient. Botti does get the drop on him. And now the KOLs are looking very solid here. 16-9. 7-point gap between them. But I think it could be, dealing to the fact that, Mercenary Union constantly find their way through here. But again, Glixie trying to circle back as well. They are playing as 3. It's 11 points for them now. Trying to the left side. Oh, that's a big drop. Spiky gets dropped away, but Botti was there to pick up the pieces. And Botti tries to take the 1v1 against the Opue, but nope. He will not. 13-8 is the score. The deficit has reduced to 5, but I spoke too soon. It has increased to 6 again. Panther, he has been discovered. He tries to peek into the low corner there and immediately gets dropped by Opwe. That's a beautiful sequence of shots, but Botti was there to close that one out immediately as well. The Mercenary Union are relatively struggling a lot here, heavily being carried by Opwe to the corner. And that is the end of the road there. There's more where that came from. Now the deficit has increased to 9 and potentially 10 here. Panther, ooh, that was a beautiful shot from Body as well. Gets up, dropped away. And now the deficit is a 10-point lead. It is unfortunate that they are outnumbered though, but Sinner will be making sure that that will not come to pass anytime soon. More peeks into the corner. That's a beautiful spray, but he could only take 1. Spiky was a victim, but Sinner was there again to back him up. 27-16. Beautiful sprays again. Sinner jumps through. He's spotted. Trade off is 2, and they will lose out. Body as well to go down. Panther goes down as well. 3 players from the KOLs go down in quick succession, and Spiky tries to pick it into the corner again. Headshot from Opue again. Peeks out the left-hand side. Tries to pack it in, but no. Sinner heard the footsteps and cracked it immediately. And things are looking very, very desperate. Things are looking very dire for the KOLs, as they are running away with this. But once again, the concept of a distance still keeps getting lost. It's 28-22. It's a 6-point gap from a 10-point gap. And now it's a 5-point gap. That's a beautiful grenade. Another spray from Sinner. He does manage to get Glixie knocked away, but Glixie responds immediately. 29-23, 6-point difference. Prison spotted. Might be getting dropped away by Sinner. That's a fantastic grenade over the top side, but it doesn't connect. Does cut his HP though. Opwe does get knocked away. Tries again to left-hand side. Into the corner. Glixie tries to go for the 1v1, but he's absolutely overwhelmed. Spiky is there to close it up. 12 eliminations for Spiky. He's currently sitting in front. 32-25. will try to pop through into the corner again. Tries the left-hand side. Doesn't work through, but the grenade from Glixie, oh, absolutely demonic. As he throws into the corner. Again, he'll try the right-hand side. But he's exposed. Will be swept away. Now they're trying to hold the angles. And they're also trying to reduce the numbers there and increase the deficit regardless. And they will try again. Spiky plays behind, and Glixie's trying to get an angle there to Spiky. Spotted him, and he gets the first spray to the corner again. Glixie goes down. 28-32, 4-point difference. Body has to be very careful. He's low. Sinner gets Prison knocked away, but a trade-off immediately as well. Sinner's gonna go off, and now we're down. 5 is the deficit once more. Glixie has not been able to speak out to the corner. Almost getting dropped away there by... Oh, Glixie gets a drop on Panther. It's a 4-point deficit now. It's 30-34. It's not too far away. Glixie can make this happen. The PMAC Champions, they're good for a reason. Spiky spotted. He's dropped away as well. But he might be cruelly into the corner. It's still a 34 deficit. And in will try again into that corner. And it is a 3 versus 1 potentially here for Glixie. He's peeked out again. Might be getting dropped away. And Botti tries off the right-hand side. He's low HP. He switches immediately again. Tries to force into the corners. And he could be getting exposed. Gets the first drop. The jump shot. 2 for 2. Glixie is him. 36-33. And Glixie has turned this around. It's 36-34. Very, very close now. 2-point distance. Prison is pushing the advantage. Spiky goes for it, but immediately getting swept away. 37-35. Onto the corner as well. As Sinner plays off onto the right-hand side, he has to be careful now. They cannot afford to take any L's. 35-37, 2-point deficit. And Prison plays behind. It's a 4 versus 3 though. The advantage solely rests on who is going to see the final third. Botti plays behind as well. Sinner will come through for backup and comfort. You can see now the KOLs, they're not moving too risky anymore. They're not making any harsh decisions. They know that this could spell very, very dangerous for them going forwards. Glixie has to find an angle there. He's swaying into the right-hand side. He's taking the initiative, trying to peek into the corner again. Spikey's been spotted, but he can't seem to get the angles on him. And he pops a grenade over to the top side. And his HP, he takes a hit. Panther peeks out. He takes a hit as well. There's 2 of them taking serious damage, and he takes the advantage. But no, Spiky was ready, and he will send him all the way back into the lobby. But that was an insane trade-off. 37-38. And somehow the PMAC Champions have now reduced the deficit to just 1. But he's playing behind again. Panther tries to apply some more pressure to hold on into the corner. That's another grenade. Pops into the corner as well. Sinner takes the hit. Oh, he's low HP. 37-38. Still a score. He takes the advantage. Peeks into the corner. Tries to close it out. Switches weapons. The M4. The fool. Is it gonna be laughing? Is it gonna be comedic? Into the corner again. No. Spiky will seal the deal. And the KOLs will take the game. But what a game it was. That was dangerously close. 37-40 was the score. Prison, Glixie, and Opwe doing an absolute masterclass. It was very close. But unfortunately, the KOLs just had that dog in them. And they did everything perfectly. Absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible. What a performance that was. But it's not over just yet. We are going to be having way more matches. So who is going to be the champion of Africa? Is it going to be the KOLs, or is it going to be your PMAC champions? So stay tuned. We'll be right back. Right, we are back to the show. It is the KOLs against your PMAC champions from Kenya. And it looks like Spikey is going to be having a little bit of a difficult time. They are forced behind. He's already trying to get an angle here. Big trade-off coming through. Opwe actually gets knocked away, but he's keeping the blue. He does manage to get a spray down from inside the blue zone. Manages to take some more damage, but I believe that is going to be a wrap for them as Botti will succumb to his injuries, and that will be the first round going all the way to the PMAC champions. Is on the high ground and the better spot inside of the zone here, but Panther is looking for a way through. You can see the PMAC team, they are centered quite nicely. They have started to lob some grenades over to the other side, though. It's going to be a very, very difficult one to break through, but I would be impressed to see how it actually happens, because Swash is still not making too much of a move. Glixie as well, all of them on the ground floor except for Swash. Glixie does pop a grenade over to that little open space between them, but he will circle back probably to the high ground, but he can't seem to find a way through though. What do I think about that one? As he plays off, Sinner is also looking for his own way through. Might be deciding to see if he can get on the rooftop. No. I mean, is there a way? If there is a way, I mean, it could work. If there is a way, I think it would work though. But I don't think so. There's no way, right? There's no way he gets to the roof from here, right? Yeah, there's no way. Ooh, Panther is gonna get knocked away by Swash there. Yeah, that is the opening they have been looking for. And now the grenades will start to fly in. Botti tries to find a way through, but the grenade was ready there for Mopwe. Gets him knocked away as well. Two bodies in the open now. They can't seem to circle back, but Sinner has actually made his way to the rooftop. And now he gets the first draw, but it's no match for Glixie's M4, as he will get dropped away. And the PMAC champions will take game number 2 as well. Swash is going to be a victim of circumstance there as a big trade comes off, but doesn't look like he will be getting finished though. The smoke's already in, getting dissipated. The vehicle's in full stretch, in full regalia as well, so they will try this as well to circle back. Glixie is trying to find a way through to keep the pressure off. They do have a vehicle in the compound to see if they will be able to make something out of this, but I would be impressed if they would circle back and keep the open spaces that they've been able to find so far. But eyes on prize regardless. Swash has been picked up, and now things are starting to look a little bit brighter for the PMAC champions. Do have a little bit of the zone to work with there, as that grenade was launched perfectly. Glixie's just steaming his way through, and he has a sight line now. He has found a sight line. He spotted Body and Sinner, and all it takes is one knock through, and they will storm the castle. Prison plays right behind him in a little bit of an elevated position. It could work in his favor though. The grenades continuously popping right through the smokes as well, just to shield the vision. And now Glixie, now or never, is the time to make the move. Will he make the move? Will he be able to see the move through? Got a couple of minutes before any decision is made. But that play zone is not going to be friendly. Play zone starts to move any moment from now. And here it comes. I'm not sure they're aware of Glixie though. Are they? Are they aware of him? I think they should be, because you know the smoke being there is very inconspicuous. So I think they might be knowing. They might be knowing that he's there. But you know this could be very interesting though. Glixie has an angle here. They're not aware of him, but Oppo gets knocked away there. And Body, all it takes is one touch, and he's gonna be knocked away as well. One trade. A sun for a sun, and now Glixie's in the open. This could be dangerous. He tried to go for the bait and switch, and it might have worked here, but Body will succumb to his injuries as he will go back into the lobby. Spiky and Panther working hand in hand. Grenades going after grenades. Again, he pops him, and that is the big risk. He does take it, and it doesn't pan out. Swash is low on HP, but he tries to circle back again to keep the pressure on. Panther immediately getting swept away, and now it's 2 versus 2. If Glixie can get picked up, they will get the numbers advantage. Can they work it through? Swash tries to play off the right-hand side. Shoots into the smoke. Can't seem to connect the dots. But he does manage to keep that pressure on, and Glixie will succumb to his injuries as well. No, it's not going to be the case this time. Spiky will spike, get him dropped off into the corner, and tries again the right-hand side, and that will not be the case. Sinner will close the game, and the KOLs will take 1 round back. Wow. I mean, it was really all about Glixie's play. It was really about Glixie's play, if I'm not gonna lie. It was Glixie that determined, you know, that high risk maneuver he did with the grenade. Yeah, he was getting cooked. Ooh. Well, Sinner and the rest of the team find themselves in the bunker. President is going to spin it around here, but this is going to be very, very tricky position to work something out of here. Could be the opening they're looking for. It's all about the grenades going forward. Well, you know, tossing a grenade from up here to the ground floor, I ain't never seen where that worked though. You know, you're not trying to bomb it through. Yeah, they're cooked. Yeah, they're not beating the allegations. If they don't get out of there, they're not beating the allegations. I mean, boxing yourself in, is that really ideal though? Boxing yourself in? Yeah, exactly. Like boxing yourself in for real. How would that ever work? Why would you box yourself in? And now it's just a matter of tossing the grenades into every single corner. Now Oppo actually streaks inside, gets another drop, and Sinner has been spotted. And the next grenade will get the job done. He peeks out as well. Oh, that could be something interesting as well. And Prison is going to be knocked away, but Glixie's already there to close that down. Sinner also has gone down into that little spot. Swash and Glixie and Prison also knocked away. They're getting burned away at the stake. 2 versus 1. Can't allow for the pickup, that's for certain. And that will be the game. I mean, it was a no-brainer. It was a no-brainer. You know, boxing yourself in, like, why would you do that? Well, Molotov straight out the gate. Straight out the gate here. And that is very interesting though, regardless. You can see some ops on fire there. Glixie's grenade is instantaneously burning through, and it does get the job done. But Glixie is also going to feel the brunt of another grenade toss on the side. Open up, plays off to the right hand side. Panther's going to be the next victim. He's also taking another hit and another grenade into the corner. Glixie trying to move back into the corner as well to play in the 1v2, and he might be getting swept off. Prison plays behind him as well, but Oppo is trying to get that angle, because Body continues to move around on the top floor, but he can't seem to find his way through. Tries to shut the door and close into the other gap as well. Upway, 2 versus 1. Jumps right through, jump shot into the corner as well. He's dropped off. Body as well takes 1 and 2 hits. Spiky all on his lonesome now. He's fighting 3 bodies. Prison has been knocked away, but he's getting picked up. Spiky continues to... Continues to mount the pressure. He's spotted. And that will be the end of the road for him. The PMAC Champions will take yet another round. It is a matter of a high ground versus low ground, you know. Ooh. You can see the smoke's already coming through. Mwaki asked how many matches. I guess 14 rounds. So, you know, there's that. High ground versus low ground. This is going to be very interesting though, to see who's going to come out on top of this. But Panther just bit off a little bit more than he could chew there. He was exposed out in the open and he did get dropped away, but I think he can get picked up. You know, I mean, making the move into the air. Isn't anyone going for the pick? Right? They're going for the pick, right? I mean, right? Someone is going to pick him up, right? I mean, he might be spotted though. Okay, he's not spotted, fortunately for him, so he will be getting picked up. But that was dangerous. That was very dangerous. You know, there was a possibility that guy might not even have worked. Would be a little bit of a trade-off here. There's a Swash has had a little bit of a back step, but that has never stopped him regardless though. Swash will try again. They are still maintaining the high ground. As you can see, the PMAC champions, they know exactly why they need the high ground position, but the play zone is not favorable as well. It's squeezing them closer and closer to the KOLs. Oh, well, that was dangerously close. Swash almost getting knocked away here. All it takes is one more hit and it's going to be good night. But they are using the smokes perfectly though. Glixie did get knocked away, but again, it's going to be a very hard breach in all of these smokes. It's going to be a very hard breach. Body has to be careful. The grenade is sent over from Swash. Doesn't connect the dots as well, but Body's looking for a way through. Another grenade is perfectly launched. And now Body is going to be the victim, but they did manage the elimination of on the other side. Spikey breaks into the distance, tries to break into the silence as well. He does get the drop into the other side. Opo is the victim. Gets another angle, another grenade from Prison. Tries to spray off into the right hand side. Can't seem to circle through, but that will be the game. The KOLs will come out on top. And things are not as rosy as they thought it would have been, but Sinner was the one to make it happen. Grenades flying from north side to south side. It's a war zone, and Sinner continues to barricade the entire area with this smoke grenades. And somebody has been run over there. Glixie's gonna be the one as well. Beautiful work coming through from Sinner, but he has taken some serious play zone damage, and he is trying to wrap it up. But he can't seem to find his way through though. And Opo has been spotted. He will be getting knocked out, and that is the game. The KOLs are starting to make a comeback now. Ooh, that is very, 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 very solid. Absolutely solid performance from the KOLs. And now Opo is trying to reduce the distance immediately there. Glixie with the first touch, a very major touch. Grenade there. Sinner almost getting spotted out. He trades off into the other side. They're getting squeezed on different angles. Body and Sinner trying their absolute best to make something happen out of this, but Spiky, they really have to mount the pressure. They will play off in the left hand side, and that's going to be a good night into the corner. But no, had no idea, but the grenade was there. Opo gets knocked away by Body. Body trades off into the corner rail. He manages to survive, but he's the only one left. And Swatch might have something for him here. Body has to isolate them one after the other. As Sinner does get confirmed and flushed back into the lobby. A little bit of the break off as well. So DBS versus DBS party. And here comes Body again. Ooh, yeah, that one hit. They knew that he hit. They know he's low on HP. Will they make the advance though? And Glixie is trying to pop in from the rear guard, but he will be spotted. The PMAC Champions will take this one in a clean sweep. Body did all he could, but unfortunately it was not enough. And now there will be more to look out for. Will be more angles to cover. Step into the corner as well. Tries the right hand side. And Opo's grenade is the first one to wrap it up. And Panther's low on HP. Another grenade. He's low again. He's dropped off. It's 3 versus 2. 3 versus 1. And the Molotov has delayed the inevitable there, but the angles were too tight. Jump shot from Opoe. Oh, beautiful. S12K, you try again. And that will be the end of the road once more. The PMAC Champions will snatch it all the way backwards. And the KOLs had no idea what they had to do. And here they come again. 6-3. Is the score. Grenades already in hand, charged up to perfection. And that one did hurt Sinner, but he will retract his steps. Body peeked out too long, gets swept away. Sinner is also getting forced up, trays off into the other side. Spiky as well, 1 HP, 1 grenade will get the job done. Glixie as well falls into the other side. Panther peeks out to take the risk, and Sinner as well tries again, switches lanes. Swatch tries to close this one out. Another grenade sent over, surely this one will get the job done. He's trying to circle back, but he can't seem to find a way through, and he does manage it. Surely he will close the game, and he does. Swash buckling Prison as well, hand in hand, and they will take yet another round. 7-3. Spiky, Sinner. Oh, putting their everything on the line here. And they are getting clocked in, they are getting clocked out. Spiky was the first one to go down, but Glixie was traded off as well. Another grenade, beautifully launched grenade. That one might get the job done, but it's a little bit too shy out. A couple of inches towards the southern side, and he might have gotten the job done. But Sinner will try get his HP back up, but Oppo is already making the advance. He's not allowing for the reset, but unfortunately the shotgun is going to shut that one down immediately as well. And Sinner will claim the upper hand, and now they will be trading off all the blows, and Glixie's grenade this time will connect, and now they have allowed the PMAC Champions to reduce the distance between them. More grenades, more angles. He's trying to be a low toss, and he does toss it just low enough, closing out and gets the drop on him. Body is all left to him once again. Can he turn this around? Yes, he does get the drop. Swash making it through, getting his HP levels back up. Body's trying his best. He will be getting flushed. 2 shots to the head. Switches immediately to the M4. They're going shotgun for shotgun, but Switch don't got that time, and he will get the drop. And the PMAC Champions are starting to run away with it here. Strategy is always to reduce the distance between you and your enemy. I mean, that is the strategy. You know. That is the strategy between the PMAC Champions, you know. That I believe that's what they are trying to do. And they are trying to stay locked in here, but they will be trying to trade this one off. Swash already making that advance again. And ooh, that was a very, very close grenade. That one almost dealt something. Prison was knocked away though. But again, there's still too much of a distance, so they cannot capitalize on the drop. But they will try again to close this one down. More grenades and more utilities being tossed out. And Prison has finally got him picked up. And Glixie gets the drop on Sinner. Oh, that's another touch. And he does reduce his HP though. Swash plays off into the left-hand side, and all he takes is one grenade there, takes it to the corner, and that will be the game. Once again, the PMAC champions will take yet another round. Panther gets dropped away, but so does Glixie. He's a victim here. He spotted out. They will try again though. Sinner plays off the left-hand side, tries to find an angle on Swash. But he has been heard. And that's a perfectly launched grenade. And Sinner takes the hit. But that's an even better grenade. Tries to close that one out, but no, it will not be the case. He will be swept back into the lobby. And the PMAC champions take yet another round. The final round is here. Who is going to take the final round? Vehicles on deck, vehicles on action. Panther had to be careful there, but Spikey does get the drop. But the trade-off is exactly what was expected there. Prison actually takes one for the team, and he will close that one out. And Nopo is going to be a victim here, as Sinner will close him down. Panther sent back into the lobby as well. Spikey will follow suit. Can he get to Swash in time? Has managed to continuously apply pressure and get the smokes in, but I think he will be able to pick Swash up. It will become a 2 versus 2 on full merit. And Body is going to be knocked away by Swash. There's a 2 versus 1 now. And Sinner's about to get squeezed for the life out of him. And this was a beautiful play coming through from Prison. And now they have the angles on him. The grenades will start to fly through. They want to close this out relatively very quickly. First grenade is good. Second grenade is even better. But Swash will have the angles on him. And that will be the game. 11-3. Absolutely clear-cut domination coming through from the PMAC champions from Kenya. I mean, I already knew that this is how it was going to turn out. You know, these esports athletes are nothing to... You can't play around with athletes at all. You absolutely cannot play around with athletes. Absolutely incredible performance from the PMAC champions. And they are champions for a reason. Big shout out to Body, Panther, Sinner, and Spiky. They put their work. They tried their best, but you know, it is what it is. But ladies and gentlemen, it's not over just yet. We still got some more action coming your way, so do not touch that down. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and follow us on TikTok as well, and on Instagram, and on all the social media platforms that you know. PUBG Mobile Africa, and don't forget to share your username, your UIDs, and share the live stream as well in the chat.
Let's go.
The action resumes once more. Who is going to turn it around this time? We did see the KOLs win the last time, the first game, which was TDM's. The KOLs took that one before the WoW mode games, which the PMAC champions took by a landslide. Now we have TDMs again. Can the KOLs turn it around? Will they come out on top? That's the corner. That's a dangerously close grenade to Spiky as well. And Opwe does get the first drop on him. Prison feigns in and out. And there's 2 now for the PMAC champions. They've taken 2 bodies away from the KOLs. I'm pretty sure they did not expect that one. And they have, I believe, they picked up on their strategy relatively very quickly. Spiky almost getting the angle there on Glixie. Peeks out again, tries to pop through with the M4. And they will try to lock this one in. That's a fantastic grenade. But looked like it was not going to be the case. Looked like it wasn't going to beat the case either. 3 bodies now. Panther's fallen. Botti finally takes one down. But he's also going to be traded off by Opwe. Glixie peeks out again, and Spiky's going to be a victim. And that was all part of the plan. They're trying to force the engagements into that left-hand side. And the score will be 6-2. Body tries to circle back, make a little bit of a play there. It looked like they might be biting off a little bit more than they can chew here, because Sinner was also making his way through to lock it in. And more. Spitter. Ooh, Spiky got spiked with that M4. He's gonna try that one again. Glixie's very low on HP. He's 1 HP. He's spinning into the corner there. Can he get his numbers back up? No, he can't. 10-5 is the score. And the gap is starting to widen even further. Spiky looking for his way through. Right now they have only been able to manage 4. And that is a classic bait and switch. But Glixie knew that that wasn't going to work. And now it is 10-8. And the deficit has been cut down to just 2 now. The PMAC champions are going to have to think long and hard about how they will be impervious to these bullets. Sinner is also playing off just a little bit closer there. I'm not sure he has been heard. He might be discovered. Spiky just playing off a little bit behind as well. We'll try that one off. And it could be in the open spaces. Oh, Botti with a beautiful flashbang and an angle there, but looked like that was not going to be the case. And the trade-off is good, even better. Sinner now makes his way through. 12-11 is the score. Glixie's not making too much of a sound there, not trying to give away any audio cues. Botti tries to lock in as well. You're all sharing about 3 eliminations each, except for Panther. But once again, the PMAC champions have started to strategize. The use of the grenades, the rough angles, everything coming together like clockwork for them. 14-11 is the score. And Prison tries to do a little bit of a trade-off there with Swash. And it looked like it might have almost worked, but it didn't work this time. Prison tosses his grenade, turn his back to the opposition immediately there, but he was very proactive with it. It's 14-13 now, 1-point deficit, and now they are tied. The PMAC champions have lost the plot, and it's a big chance that they might be losing out on this one, but no, they will trade off 1 for a piece. Body against Prison, fades off, open to the other side. Body gets dropped away, 16-15. 1-point deficit. It was this close in the first game, and it looks like it might just be the same thing this time around. He's into the corner, Sinner is exposed, and he will be getting swept into the lobby, and Spiky came for vengeance and left in a body bag as well. It's getting much more difficult to make something happen out of this one. Another grenade beautifully launched as well. Over to the top side. Might connect, but it doesn't. But that was very, very close. Spiky plays off on the right. Oh, that was a beautiful, beautiful grenade. And Prison knows he wants to press the advantage. He wants to press a little bit closer. But the flash grenade will shut his eyesight down and reduce reduce his reaction time. Body again, forced to Opue, 2016. 4 eliminations between the two sides, and the KOLs are not backing down from this one. Swash has been spotted, but he trades off, he takes him out, and Prison had no idea that Sinner was lurking in the corners, and Sinner gets him dropped away. 21-18. It is still anyone's game here. Panther did get caught out though, and Body as well. 23-18. And another grenade. A bit of a closed spectrum, and that was the part of the strategy. They all wanted to bait him out. You can see it. It is all about strategy for the PMAC champions. They're using strategies. It's all about strategies. Every move they make is calculated. Prison might have some absolution here, but Sinner will close that one out. Body came out nowhere there, gets dropped away. Sinner plays off, trying to get the right hand side open, but Glixie's not going to be so lucky this time. He will be getting swept away. 27-20. And the closer, the better. Trade-off is even much more solid than we would know. That's a beautiful grenade. Surely he knows that Body's 1 HP. He will go for it, and he does go for it. Prison will put him behind bars. Back into the lobby he goes. Sit into the corner. All it takes is one shot, but he missed all the shots there. Panther just couldn't get him dropped off. Sinner peeks up into the right hand side. He's exposed to Spiky, and Spiky will take the initiative. But Swash is there to trade off and send him immediately as well. But Glixie will close that one down, and Sinner goes down, and Glixie was spotted by Panther, also getting dropped away. It's bone for bone. It's aura for aura. 34 for it's 32 plus 24. 8 in a deficit here. It could be closing this out relatively very early. That's a beautiful grenade from Swash, and it tries to close that one out. Body spotted. He's also going to be swept away. Spiky, the next one to follow through, trying to close off the left hand side. Swash plays again, and Sinner tries to hold them all, but Body spotted. Headshots only, almost getting swept away there. 34-25. 9-point difference. Spoke too soon. Now it's back to 10 points. Back to 11. Over to the side. 36-26. 10-point distance. Oh my goodness. The PMAC champions. Now they're forcing them back into their own half. Botti only made it out a couple of steps, and he's almost getting dropped away by Swash. Plays it to the right hand side. Sinner is all his turn. They're waiting for the immortality to wear off, but he will take the advance, and he goes for the crouch, and he closes out. 40-27. PMAC champions. Claire with a bombastic side eye, with a clear finish. The KOL stood no chance. 40-27, and they will be getting dropped off again. What a performance from the PMAC champions. 15 eliminations from Opue and Prison with 11, Glixie with 7, and Swash with 7 as well. If you notice, none of them got a KD of less than 1. But only Sinner was the only player for the KOLs that did have a KD of 1. The rest 0.6. So for every time they got an elim, they died twice. That is what that means. So for every kill, they died twice. That is crazy. But Spiky, Body, and Panther do their best to, put in a little bit of that work. But it's not over just yet, ladies and gentlemen. The action still continues. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. We'll be right back for the next game. The action resumes once again in our second round of the World of Wonder mode. And it is the PMAC Champions against your favorite streamers and YouTubers. And Sinner does get a grenade onto Opu, gets him knocked away though. It is not something it's not something that he was gonna do lightly though. That is the concept. Panther did get knocked away in that exchange. And Sinner as well. Body comes down, also takes a couple of hits into the side, and he switches immediately to the M4. Might have decided to close that one up. Ooh, that was very close. Again, potential for this to go different ways. Sinner will be feeding the intel though to Body. Body's back to full HP. And he is going to be chased down here. Panther gets confirmed and flushed. And that will be the game. Glixie with the final hit, with the final blow, will take the first round for the PMAC Champions yet again. He's spinning into the corner. Ooh, this is a very good position he's got right here. But so far, no casualties just yet. Glixie might decide to pop one over to the top side and get something done about this. Glixie's locked in here, and that is the game once again. And Glixie was just there for bait. It's really the strategies every single time. It is the strategies every single time. But eyes on the prize regardless. Body's trying to navigate the angles there, the smokes to shield a little bit of vision for the team. They are making a major example out of this one. And today was going to be another game changer. Glixie just on the back end. Body again tries to pop one grenade over to the top side. And he might decide to stay locked in. But no, it's not looking like that's going to be the case. The smokes just, you know, hindered so much of the vision. You know, it hinders so much of the vision. Swash had to be careful there. And he does get the first drop. It is looking spiky, and he gets another one knocked away. That's two bodies now. He's Swash going for a 1v4. He swaps over, and that will be the game again. The PMAC Champions 3 for 3. And the KOLs are having a very hard time making their own plans to fruition. And now they are caught within a bridge line and a ridge line. But we will see. Will it amount to anything? Botty and Sinner trading off of each other again. The first assault, the first grenade from upwards. Spiky gets knocked away. And once again, they will start to pull up and mount the pressure. And Sinner will go back to get the reset on. But they are looking to get the angles right here. So all it takes is one perfectly launched grenade, but Body's not hearing that one. He's going to be knocked away. Sinner tries to back into the corner. But he's taking fights on so many different angles. Again, pops in and locked through, but no. Round number 4 goes to the PMAC Champions. Wow, that was so quick. Panther gets dropped away there. Glixie's gonna try this one, and it's not gonna be so lucky. Grenade in hand now. Spiky might be spotted. Oh, that's a beautiful grenade. Not enough. Doesn't get the job done just yet, but it will drive them back a little bit forward, and that one will hit. And his own grenade will hurt him as well. But Prison has been knocked away, but so has Body. Swash. Circling forward. With another grenade tossed over. Sinner trying to take the 1v1, and that will be the end of the road for them. Round number 5. We'll go to the PMAC Champions. Panther does get knocked away by Glixie there. He's going to look a little bit unfortunate, but Spiky is the one that's going to be a victim here, as he does get knocked away as well. Plays over to the other side. Body will take the last shot to the chest, and the PMAC Champions will take round number 6. Prison does get a drop. I'm not sure on who though, but he did get a drop on someone. I think it would be a big possibility to slam into the party all the way from that distance, and Body gets blown away as well. And now they can advance. Prison looking for his way through. Smoke's already in the vision. Trying to lock it in. Glixie's playing off to that left-hand side. You can see he's making a rotation. Oh, wow. He does get dropped off. And that will be the end of the road for the KOLs. The PMAC Champions will take them down in round 7. Does get dropped away there, but Oppo is immediately there to close that one down. Sinner's gonna be the next victim, and Body is looking for a way through here. 2 players from the PMAC Champions have been dropped down. For the first time, they have the advantage, but nope. Oh, my goodness. They were absolutely ready for Body there. And he will be run over as well. That will be the end of the road in round number 8. And they will be sent back as well once again. And Swash does get him dropped away. Gets into the corner as well. Spiky actually gets a drop in. Glixie's going to be knocked away. It's Prison. I know put the last 2 left. And the angles are too tight. Sinner all by his lonesome. He's fighting on 2 fronts. He hasn't turned his back, but he does get the drop. Can Sinner do it? Can Sinner clutch? No, he cannot clutch, as it will go down again to the PMAC Champions. My goodness. Yo. They didn't even get to spawn, dog. And they're already taking hits. Body has to play behind the lines that he spotted as well. Sinner, the last one left, but he's getting swarmed. He tried his best, but that's going to be the end of the road for him. And he goes back into the lobby. Round number 10, taken by the PMAC Champions. Do not forget to follow and like the live stream and share your UIDs in the chat. You never know, you might be surprised. And Glixie will decide to hold the high ground, I believe, or probably take it to the ops straight center. And he does hop out. Taking 1v1. Does the corner again. Gets the first draw. Panther gets swept away there. He swings into the left-hand side. And Body will be taking the advance. I think he has heard him. And the grenade perfectly launched does hit. Prison will close that one out. Molotov deep inside to force Sinner out, but Sinner was ready and he does get him dropped away. But here comes Prison now making the advance. Can Sinner hold him off? He switches immediately to the DBS. Sinner, can he get his HP up? No, he cannot, and that will be the game. Round number 11 for the PMAC Champions. Waki says they are getting cooked. Yes, bro, they are absolutely getting cooked. This is absolutely diabolical. And Panther, the first one to bite the dust here. So Gwyn crashes the party again, but immediately gets dropped by Spiky. And now the crash of the century is happening here. They're losing out one after the other. But they cannot allow the pickups to come through. Pickups are currently ongoing, and this is where they might lose out. This could be the game where they finally win. But no, Spiky is gonna get dropped off again. A big risky move there from Glixie. Grenade over the top side doesn't get the job done, but he does get the angle, and he continues to spray. Sprays into the corner. All he has to do is make it to the tree. Continues to mount it. Oh my god! And Glixie with the final spray, with the final push, gets it done. Round number 12 going to the PMAC Champions. And here they come again. Panther spotted. A grenade perfectly launched. Oh my goodness, Glixie with one of the best grenades I've seen all night. I saw the trajectory was looking too good, and Panther walked right into the bomb, and he took the hit. And now they will be trying to get him all the way back to reset their numbers, but yet another grenade from Swash, and the belt buckles will cease to exist again. Sinner goes down to the grenade, is all left to Body now, trying his best to make something happen here, but no, the M249 says absolutely not. 13 rounds. 13 rounds. Out of 13 rounds, the PMAC champions have won every single round. A peek onto the corner. Glixie finally getting knocked away by Spiky there. And he will be getting flushed. Surely they won't take this one over to the other side, but no, Panther as well getting knocked away. And that will be a really interesting dynamic if they can't seem to find a way through here. Opwe on the ground floor trying to find his way inside. And he tries to take a hit. They lose out again. Into the corner as well. Body goes down. One more left on the top floor is Senna. Can Senna make something happen? He closes onto the corner and then the S12K straight to the head. And he closes that one down. But Senna will not move any further. 14 rounds, 14 wins for the PMAC champions. I have never seen anything like this. What a performance from the champions from Kenya. Absolutely incredible performance. They dominated Senna, Panther, Body, and Spiky in back-to-back fashion. What a finish. But I think we've got one more match lined in for you guys, so do not touch that dial. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel, and we will be right back for the last game of the night. And we are back, ladies and gentlemen. The show must go on. And I wouldn't have said it any better myself, Sinner. This is going to be very interesting. So we've had TDMs. Also, thank you to every single one who has followed the channel on TikTok, who has subscribed on YouTube as well, and the viewers. Couldn't do this without you, so thank you guys so much. But we've had TDMs, we've had 2 World of Wonder games. So these games, the weapons, they come in your hand, and it's different strategies. But now we have more of a classic setting. You have to loot for your weapon. I don't know how I feel about this. If there's gonna be vehicles, I'm not sure, but right, yeah, I was waiting for the blue zone to show up, so we'll see for ourselves who's where. So the PMAC team is in the south, in a 3-1 split. Also, the KOLs are in a 3-1 split as well. So it's not too far out. I don't think there's going to be a need for vehicles here in this mode. I don't think you're going to need vehicles. It's all about, predicting the zone, getting a couple of minutes in, and understanding where the play zone is going to be, by the time you want to make your rotation. Now, this is where, the team IQs will be tested. But as it stands, we're gonna have 5 games here. So the PMAC team have won both World of Wonder games and the TDM game. Won one of the TDM games. So we're gonna see for a fact if they are going to win this. It's a different type of strategy that's going to be applied here. But I still want to see if they will win without losing any teammates. That is, for me, is what I would consider like top draw for the PMAC team, if they don't lose anyone in this, because World of Wonder mode and TDM mode is kind of different. So here I want to see if they will be able to keep all of their players alive and win the game at the same time. But I don't expect the same from the KOLs, but I would be equally impressed if they pull that off. And on TikTok, thank you for the roses, Moari. Mwaki. Thank you for the roses on TikTok. You're a real one. You're a real MVP. Also on TikTok, can we get to 3,000 likes? Because that would be peak. That would be absolutely peak if we could get to 3,000 likes. Of course, this is a delayed stream. For the sake of integrity, the stream is delayed by a couple of minutes. So by the time I'm talking about getting this to 3,000 likes, it's probably gonna be at 3,000 likes. But I'm just saying it for the culture. So there's that as well. But now everybody's looted up, everybody's in their angles, everybody's holding their positions. It's really a matter of the play zone. But take a look at the PMAC team. They know that there's nobody behind them, so they are holding the line down the center. Again, this is top IQ strategy. It is top IQ level. You can see the way they are spread across the center, and they've made like a straight line in the middle of the zone. You don't teach this. This is top draw. Somebody sent a treasure box on TikTok. I don't know what that is, but thank you, man. I don't know what a treasure box is on TikTok, but whoever sent that, big shout out to you for sending that thing. It means you're also the real MVP, right? I can barely see on my other screen, guys. My bad. All right. The show goes on still. I'm waiting on the zone. The zone is really going to be a big determining factor as to how this goes. But you can see the guys from the PMAC Champions, Mercenary Reunion. You can see them just in a solid spot. They're cut right through the middle, cut right through the center. They're not losing out on any information. Once the play zone shifts, you're gonna see their rotation. You're gonna see the way they move in real time. That is why I have the map open. That's why I have the map open. The rotations, their strategies. I want all of us to see in real time what they do, why they do what they do, and how it helps them win. Now, this is high risk because of the fact that the KOLs are playing as a cluster, right? And Sinner can spot Glixie from his position. It's very possible that he will see him from that area. But again, it is still going to cost something. It's still going to cost something at the end of the day, though. Okay, well, play zone is going to close out any moment from now. And then, we're going to see what the road. You can see the difference. You can see them slowly advancing their positions. Swash has been spotted. A couple of shots have been sent in his general direction. Again, it is the play zone that is the real winner here. But take a look at Prison. He's making a rotation over to that western side. He's circling around while these guys are boxed in here. You can see them boxed in inside of this area. They have limited their position, so you can see what the PMAC guys, you can see what they're doing. They're squeezing them in and they're keeping them at the edge of the circle. Now, if the play zone shifts away from the north, it is going to get much tougher for the KOLs to move out of that space. So that is what they are working with. They are waiting for the play zone to decide what they do next, but they do not want to commit all of their bodies to one specific area of the zone. Prison, he has made a rotation towards that western side. He's seen, you can see where he is right there, and he's also making that play. He hasn't been spotted, so he knows that this area he can work with it. And now the play zone has shifted, and take a look at that, brings them a little bit closer. Now Prison is not in the zone, but he's fine. He can easily make a rotation in from the northern side. But now the KOLs have to occupy more space. They still do not have to commit all of their bodies forward. Opwe is still in front there. Prison plays right behind him. Prison has been looking for a way to get into the zone here, but again, he can't still get too close to Opwe's position. They still want to hold the lines. They still want to hold the angle, so Opwe will have to move a little bit closer towards Swish. As you can see, he's already starting to do that. He's already starting to make the move towards Swish's position. Towards Swash's position to make room for Prison to come through, and they will maintain their space between each other. You can see Opwe is making that move a little bit closer towards Swash's position. Swash will not move. He will maintain his position and keep all the intel. Glixie as well over to that right hand side. So yeah. Again, it is very unlikely the KOLs have an answer to this. Glixie sends a couple of shots to draw their attention to him. Now he has gotten the intel he needs. He knows where Panther and Spike could potentially be. He's tagging them right now to tell his teammates, okay, so this is where it's going to be. But now these guys on the other side are outnumbered. Sinner and Body are outnumbered on this side. Opwe and Prison, and I believe there's 3 of them in this area, so that gives them the extra hand. If you take a look, you can see them here over to this other side. So Swash can get a drop. He can get an angle here, and he can swap right through. Body gets dropped away by Swash as expected. Swash had the angle. He was the 3rd man, the extra man he had, and now they're outnumbered. Now Opwe has the advantage to push inside. Sinner forced up the stairs. Now he doesn't want to be in a 1v1 with Sinner. He retreats back. He wants to confirm. Body has to go back into the lobby. Body must go back into the lobby. He goes back. Now they are in a 4 versus 3. They have the numbers advantage now. Body has been swept back into the lobby. He knows that Sinner is up there. He doesn't want to take the 1v1 against Sinner. He has to make sure Sinner comes out, so they will take the fight in a 2 versus 1. And now Swash continues to add more pressure. They need to squeeze Sinner over to that right hand side and force him to take more of that open space. Now Sinner's been spotted. Now it's a matter of the grenades, but they have to be careful with it though. They cannot go out and take Sinner in a 1v1. Oh, yeah, this is the mistake. It's a big mistake. Sinner can take both of them, and he does. This is the mistake in a 1v1. You cannot take Sinner in a 1v1 on the stairs. That is the big mistake that they have made. And now power has changed hands. That is the mistake. You do not go against Senna in a 1v1 on the stairs. It's really high risk. It doesn't pay off. Swash now has to reduce the distance between himself and Senna as well. Prison still knocked away. He will be flushed. And now Senna will take the advantage and turn this into a 3 versus 2. The game has changed hands. But now the play zone. The play zone is where Swash can capitalize and take this away. If he can keep the rest of the guys from the KOL team out of the zone, this is where they win the game. This is the only way to win now. They have to keep Spiky and Panther out of the zone. They have to make sure they are out in the open. They have to, deal with that presence over to the other side. But they have to make sure they have to get it right. If they do not have smoke grenades, then they have lost the plot. Sinner has made a rotation over to that western side. If he's spotted, it's going to be good night. Yup. Oh, he missed all his shots. He missed all his shots. He missed all his shots. Can Panther make it across, though? Glixie tries his best to make something out of this. They do have the play zone. I'm quite surprised that they didn't find a way to knock this through, but they're going to try again. And they are going to stay locked in regardless to make something out of this, though. Spiky. The smoke path coming clean, coming through. You got to shoot, bro. And they do get him locked up. And he does get flushed. That is the only way. You got to keep them from getting into the zone. He's spotted. He's dropped off. And that is exactly the right call. Sinner's forced out of the zone. The strategy still works. The strategy works because they occupied the major part of the zone. It still works. They took a high risk. Swash was always going to be the guy to get the job done because he was the extra man, and it worked out. Sinner is out of the zone. He can't take them 1v2 in open space, long distance. It's never going to work. So the PMAC team easily wins this in a 2v1. There's no way Sinner takes them on, but he was still impressive in the 1 versus 2 on the stairs. That was the play. That was very high risk. It didn't work out for Prison and Oakwood, but again, it's still part of the game. It's still part of the strategy. So the play zone right now has forced Sinner into a very obnoxious position. Again, it would have been ideal for him to make a move while his teammates were trying to cross the road. That is what you do in a scenario like that. You make a move where your teammates are crossing. The guns will be on them while you make the move, because Glixie and Swash were both focused on his teammates. They weren't looking at him. While that was going down, he would have made an advance towards this position to apply some sort of pressure. But he has found a little bit of a space inside of that zone. But again, he will be forced out. He's found a little bit of a corner there. Unless, he does something absolutely diabolical here. But I don't see that happening here. He's low on HP. Glixie trades him off 1-for-1. And they will retreat. But the play zone has actually made things a little bit interesting, but I still don't see Senna making it out there. Swash already making the move to the tree line, and he could be open here. Senna could make something out of this. Ooh, but Glixie could get him dropped through the corner. Ooh, that was very close though. That was very, very close. But Glixie's made it to the tree. He's protected. He's in the zone. He has the angles. He has cover. Unless Sinner can get Glixie knocked away somehow. But I don't see that. Glixie would never put himself in, that kind of risk to peak in a 1v1 against Sinner. It's never going to be ideal. There's a chance he might get knocked away, so he wouldn't want to do that. But Sinner can take the 1v1 against Swash, though. But now the play zone is not going to allow him to do much of anything, concerning that. Doesn't look like much is gonna happen here. Oh, Swash! Swash got caught lacking though. Swash got caught lacking, but Glixie's not gonna come out. He's not gonna come out of there. Yeah, that's smart. Yeah, you don't want to come out of the tree. You do not want to peek. But the PMAC team did exactly perfectly. You know, the strategy they took on from the moment the game started, occupying the high line and holding up the sweep from the center of the zone. I knew that it was gonna be hard for the KOLs to break out of that position. I saw that that was going to be very unlikely for them. They were going to struggle, and they did. The only time that they did have a break was when they took the risk of going up the stairs in a 1v1 against Sinner, and they did lose out. But outside of that, their strategy was pretty much perfect, and everything worked exactly how they wanted it to work. So, oh yeah, also, by the time I'm saying this, we did get 3,000 likes on TikTok. So thank you guys so much. You did amazing. And thank you for the follows as well. Absolutely incredible performance from the PMAC team. They did everything and more. We'll keep an eye on them going forward. So big shout out to the KOS as well. Sinner, Body, Spiky, and Panther, Opwe, Swash, Prison, and Glixie. Thank you guys for tuning in, and hopefully we'll see you at the next one. Also, if you did like my breakdown, let us know in the comment section.